Good afternoon to those who listen. It is January 31st, 2025, 3:03 p.m. And I got done with my nuclear medicine test today for the gallbladder. And from what I have seen and from what the ChatGPT says was in my results, that my gallbladder is normal and functioning normal. So that's really good news. I had a feeling that wasn't it. And then hopefully on Tuesday, when I go to my fluoroscopy, that will test the small intestines, and that might be able to figure out what is wrong. So I know, AI and ChatGPT, I don't know about that. But, I just decided to try and put all my symptoms in here, and it's been very, very helpful. So I just wanted to show you guys, what happens when you put this thing in there, because at first it's general stuff, but then you can really narrow stuff down with everything. So I put the thing in there, like this, and it thought it was the heart. So then I said, no, this is for the gallbladder. So then it came up with, okay, let me clarify, and then it shows this, and it puts this is my GBEF, if it was 46%. Normal range is within 35 to 65%. And then it says it falls into the normal range, meaning your gallbladder is functioning adequately. And then, it goes on and explains some more stuff. The bile duct, and if the bile's, if you have enough bile to move the stuff along and everything. So then it says, would you like me to clarify anything else? And then it even put a little smiley face. Now, ain't that nice? So I said, sure, yes, this was the test for this. And I put that in because that's what the exact test was. And then, it clarified it even more. And I don't want to go, boring everybody with everything. But it, explained it more. And then it said next steps. So, since it's normal, it's not impaired, blah, 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 So this one, that's saying that this is good. And then would you like help interpreting another report? And another smiley face. Yes, and then I put the whole thing in there. I just copied and pasted the results of my test and put it all in there. And it broke it down even more. This was the HIDA scan. That was the more appropriate name for the nuclear medicine. And, comes down with more stuff of breaking it down. So then, blah, blah, blah. And then what it means for you. So your gallbladder is functioning within the normal limits. Your pain is unlikely to be due to gallbladder dysfunction alone. So then it has next steps. So it said to do all these tests. So then I put in there, I've already had all these tests done. And then I got the fluoroscopy on, upcoming. And then I put in there, is there any other test that might help reveal what is wrong? And this thing has been really helpful. So it came up with other tests I could do based on my symptoms. You think the doctors would have came up with this, but they didn't. So there was, this first one and the second one are the ones that I would, suggest to my doctor to do next. And then, there's other tests too, but I know they tested for stuff like this. And I've been tested for celiac disease and mast cell activation syndrome, which is a very serious condition, way back in 2016, 2017 when I was in Colorado. So next steps for you, and it suggested, these. And then it says, would you like help narrowing down which test to prioritize based on your symptoms? Yes, thank you. And then, it says, of course, wait for the fluoroscopy results since it's scheduled already. And then it says these tests to do next. And then it even has, final thoughts and next steps. And then it says, would you like help discussing these test options with your doctor? I can help you phrase your concerns or questions for them. And yes, thank you again. And and it says how to even phrase it, how to ask your doctor. It was so helpful. So it says, this is what you would ask the doctor. And then, if, the tests, and then this part here, I've read that, but, I've read that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth can cause bloating, pain, and gas, and I'd like to rule that out with a breath test. Would that be an appropriate next step? And then the next one, could my symptoms be related to gastroparesis? I'd like to check my stomach emptying with a gastric emptying study, if that makes sense based on my symptoms. So I just did those, and then I went over to my my chart. That's what they call, where you can put in questions and stuff in there about your test results, and I put it in here. I put my part in here first, because now that the AI evaluated my results, I said I'm guessing from what I saw on the results that the gallbladder function is normal. I had ChatGPT help me with the next steps that we can take if you think these are appropriate next steps. And then I just copied and pasted what was in the other part and put it in here. And then at the end, I just said, as you can see, AI was helpful in coming up with appropriate next steps to take based on my symptoms. Let me know what you think. Thank you. So I thought that was really nice. I wish I would have, and I told the ChatGPT, I said, I wish I would have went to you months ago, because it's been really helpful. So now, hopefully, if the doctor looks at this and says, yeah, you're right, maybe we should do those tests next. So, obviously I get the fluoroscopy next, see what happens with that, because that does the small intestines. And if that doesn't, if that's still, because the doctor said that there's really no other test we could do. And I think she's wrong. There's obviously some more tests that they could still do to maybe, figure out what's wrong with me. So I thought that was really kind of cool in a way. Even though, we're not supposed to trust AI and all that, but in this case, it's helpful. I know there's, it can be used for good and it can be used for bad, but in this case, it was used for good. And, I could have never come up with all this stuff, on my own. I've looked this stuff up, and, it comes up with general stuff if you just put it in the thing, in the Google search or something, but it breaks it down more, it puts it into more details, and then it comes up with, even the wording that you can ask your doctor. It's just been very helpful, so I'm getting ready to send this right now. So, bam. So look at that. Ain't that nice? And it makes it look professional too. It's great. So I was feeling pretty good today. Yesterday I felt good. Last night I kind of felt a little bad. And then I felt pretty good today, but then, I did the driving and then the test and everything. And by the time I got home, now it's starting to hurt a little bit. It's like a delayed reaction with me. I can be okay for a little while, and then afterwards I was like, So now my but whatever the area is hurting right now. But it's not terribly bad like it was, and I'm not bloated real super bad like I usually am. So that's good news, and praise God for that. So, praise God for everything, I think, even though they're still haven't found the answer, I think, is getting closer. And hopefully that one of these tests will finally show what's going on and get back to normal. And then, start doing things, going to church, going to Bible study, and, just, having, being normal again, so I can do normal things like wash dishes and take a shower and go to the grocery store. That's the hope. And when it's all done and I'm better again, I'm going to have a great testimony. And, and maybe that's what God was waiting for the testimony part. Because when somebody else is going through something similar like this, and they're just frustrated because they can't get the answers, I can just bring up my testimony, and maybe that can encourage them to get through whatever they're going through. So if anybody's out there and going through something, doesn't matter what it is, but you can't find answers, and you're just frustrated, you're going through pain, and you don't know what else to do, just trust in God. God's will be done, and His timing will be perfect. We can't always just expect healing right away. There's always a reason. Some people get healed right away. Some people, it takes a while. And it's all according to God's will. So we have to just trust in God, and we have to, just have faith. So hopefully maybe this might encourage somebody, and maybe this can be a testimony later for me, and I can help somebody, out here in the world, or maybe on YouTube. I don't know. So that's what I'm hoping, that, this can be an encouragement for somebody that's going through something similar. I love you guys. God bless, and praise God.